Hello everyone, welcome to another devlog. My name is Erados12, and today we're looking at the February update. In fact, this is the inaugural devlog. Now if you hear anything, I apologize. I couldn't do anything about it, so I guess I'm going to just have to take it. Anyways, let's get started. So the first thing you'll notice is that there are many things we want to focus on. Alright? And those things include the following: the campaigns, the standard mode that I revealed the other day. In fact, there should be something up on the top right hand corner of the screen. And the reason why I say that is because, well, you guessed it. This is based on the reveal that we gave the other day. Now, with that being said, I am going to also go over some maps, probably at the end. Unfortunately, I don't have it in this, so we're just going to have to deal with it. Alright? Anyways, let's get started. So, the campaigns is like this. The goal is to tell more stories about the lives of the inhabitants of the Rodblogan Islands and their belligerent experiences. A lot of these campaigns is going to focus on war. Some of them may focus on intelligence, but they're very few and far in between. I hope you know that. Now, let's go with Standard 2. What is its goal? Well, to bring back the classical version of Standard, which is not classic, by the way. That's going to be another mode that's coming out this year. But it brings it back with better mechanics. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Now for the maps, Fort Vulcan will be remastered this time. The second map will also either be a remaster or a completely new map from scratch. The first one is the new map, which is Tila Airport, as in Telemon. And then Industrious Junction is the second map. Alright? Now, let's go over Standard 2.0. Standard 2.0, by the way, was revealed the other day, which was, I think, either Monday or Tuesday. But here's what it really is. It's a game mode similar to Lifeline, but with the objectives and longevity of Standard 1. And if you don't know what Standard 1 was, it was a long, medium-paced game mode in which had the same kind of, feel to it, but there were no squads. This relies heavily on team and squad-based gameplay to work properly. So you have to be in a squad, and you have a team that you're working to help to win the game mode or match. Now, there are more features than there are in Lifeline. For this reason, it features more with squads than Lifeline than it can handle in a single match, because Lifeline is supposed to be shortened. This is longer. Now, what are we going to go over that actually proves this? I'm about to show you. Movement, squad customization, mechanized squads, armored warfare, wheeled vehicles, reinforcement points, squad progression, and objective progression was supposed to be there, but we didn't really show that one. So for movement changes, how does movement really change? Usually Lifeline is specifically a single path every time. This, however, is better when it comes to movement, because squads can be moved freestyle or freely using the aggressive push order. Yes, the same one. This will allow them to move either to a nearby point or to the area you pointed to. And nearby point means relative to the area you pointed to, basically. For squad customization, things are getting a lot better across the board, except more so in Standard than Lifeline. There will be more perks for squads, and they will be based on squad traits, which is an internal name for a system that allows us to filter out certain squads and also give perks to squads that meet the criteria. So for example, if you had a campaign squad, you wouldn't see that in Standard or Lifeline because it would be prohibited. My bad. Also, perks are different. Like, think about it. A perk allows you to customize it on the fly. Traits are given to the squad from the start of their lifespan. So they're pseudo instances, which means they're objects. If you remember pseudo instances from Rostrap Dive a few years ago, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Wildcard perks are perks, but they're really special. They can change the way the squad is spawned or how it handles. So for example, Armored Warfare will actually be a perk, where you can not spawn like you usually do, but rather spawn with a tank column, meaning there's only 4 players, or AI, however you want to put it, in the squad at a time, but they are running tanks. Now there could be 6 also, if depending on which tank you take. If it has 3 major seats, which means that includes a machine gun, guess what? You'll have 6, because there's 2 tanks to this kind of thing, and there are 3 seats in the tank of the RSV. I'm not kidding. Now also, there are other ways you can customize mechanized squads with wildcard perks. IFVs can be either different, or they can be swapped out entirely for an APC, or Armored Personnel Carrier. There will only be 3 perks allowed per squad, and wildcard perks, there can only be 1 per squad. Mechanized infantry will also make its public debut. It was supposed to happen last year, but we had serious difficulties with the VAV-90, an IFV. Therefore, we had to put it on hold. Now I can gladly say when this thing gets released, it will be there, because it does move, and it moves properly. Now, mechanized squads are also going to be customizable, like I showed you before. You can either take the IFV and change it, or you can give it an APC. APC means you'll only be using machine guns if you do any defense. IFVs and APCs are also used for moving troops and the defense of said troops. Mechanized means it's more armored and they can move around. Motorized, they can just move around, but they can't really defend themselves well against armored units. Now, everybody will dismount except the players on the squad when the squad leader dismounts, whether it's a player or an NPC. Armored Warfare, don't get it confused with mechanized squads, is a perk and a type of gameplay in the game. Now, Armored Warfare means you're dealing with a tank. And this allows you to only spawn in with a tank column. Tank column is basically 2 tanks, and they have every seat filled. Now, for this to qualify, you must have 7 men in the squad. Otherwise, it will not. The trait will not be there. We'll make sure of that. Whatever has to be done. Armored Warfare also involves the upgraded tank driving and gunner system. Now, tank driving is good as it is, but there still can be some stuff done to make it better regarding UI and other things. However, gunner system, especially the UI side of it, is a little bit lacking. So we will fix that. Machine guns are also introduced with the insertion of the RSV-95 main battle tank. It does have a machine gun mount that swivels like it does on the SKW-62K. So yes, you have it. Basically, the RSV-95 is coming. Alright. The UI will also be upgraded as well before this is over. Now there will be wheeled vehicles as well. They can be drivable by the AI by the end of this mode's development. However, only the squad leader can transport troops. The reason for this is because it might not be reliable, but we'll try our best. This requires 2 players to use this perk in case you have to deal with an unreliable transport vehicle regarding the AI. Now, reinforcement points is where the fun begins. Yeah, I use that pun, but it's true though, because you can do a lot of fun things with this. You see, these points are used in a standard 2 match to call in things such as reinforcements. I mean, of course, reinforcements is what it's named after, as an actual AI replacement that will keep your squad from being eliminated and causing trouble. Airstrikes only happens in bigger maps because it requires an actual plane to do it. Okay? Extra supplies can be dropped easily. And these are usually used when the weapons cache is really far away. Like, trust me, if it's far away, you need extra supplies, especially when you run out of ammunition and you find out that there's enemies right in front of you. Artillery strikes are done by SPGs instead of airplanes and artillery guns themselves. So if you don't know what an SPG is, it's a self-propelled gun. It's a tank, but a very powerful one. That's why we call it an artillery tank. Alright? An artillery tank, or just an SPG. Now, they will be able to be used, however, they will always aim upwards. And there's kind of no guarantee that the round that it fires will hit your target, but they will try their best. The last one is called choppers or helicopters. These are usually attack vectors. In other words, attack helicopters. That's why it says here, for attacks. Now, a radio must be used to call these things in. Otherwise, you will not see them happen. And if there's someone, as in a player, called a platoon leader, which is basically our equivalent of Squad and Project Reality and Battlefield 2's commander system, they can deny or accept the call depending on the situation. Now, we will have something called squad progression in conjunction with the QP system. We also have ways to unlock squads. However, they don't use QPs. No, sir. Alright? Not today, folks. For unlocking squad layouts on Lifeline and Standard 2, usage of the main layouts are required. Yes, that means the first layout that you will see that you have must be leveled up in order for you to unlock the others. Every other layout follows the same pattern. The one before it is required to be leveled up before you can get to whatever you want afterwards. This is a branching progression system, by the way, because of the choices. Every single group of squads is always going to be open to usage, or whatever you want to call it. And yeah, that's all for now. However, I will go over some stuff that we missed. So, there's going to be objective progression here. And basically, this is how it works. You're in a squad. Now, when that squad goes down, which means everybody dies, including the player, like everyone that's necessary to keep it from being eliminated goes away, it will respawn itself. It will respawn the squad. Meaning regenerate the squad and the people in it. AI mainly, but also players can also rejoin the squad too. And basically, what does that mean? Well, it helps progress the gameplay of this mode because, yes, the objective that we're talking about that involves either kill confirmed or team deathmatch is in the hundreds. Not the tens, the hundreds. Just like before. And the flags, they stay the same. However, you will be able to capture flags with either your AI teammates or even yourself. Now, moving on, the maps are very simple. Alright, you have Fort Vulcan, right? It's basically a fortress. It'll be included in both Standard 2, first map to be included or inserted into such a mode, and, you guessed it, Lifeline. And also Classic, when it comes out. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, hope you enjoyed this devlog. This was a PowerPoint presentation that I did for you guys, so you can understand what's going on this month. And yes, I did not forget about the campaigns. After Standard is released this month sometime, Standard 2, I will resume work on them, and I will also get the script going for the next one. And hopefully we should have 3 done by the end of the month. That's if we can get everything done in time. Anyways, guys, my name is Erados12. I will see you probably tomorrow for Tower Tuning Thursday. If not, there'll be another devlog maybe in a month, or maybe another Tower Tuning Thursday episode next week. So, other than that, just be prepared, and see you guys later. Cheers.